Welcome to the LMS channel where we don't BS or sugarcoat, we informed. We're gonna discuss today what a 3PL is. Mdiaz here with LMS Logistics Solutions, and we're gonna talk about what a 3PL is, what we do, why we do it, and how we do it. It's Halloween, it's a Halloween season, so don't mind the spirits looking around here. If you want to know more about ground level logistics, stay tuned on the channel, follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, smash that like button if you liked the video, and consider subscribing so we can see you on the next one. Leave questions in the comments below, and if you want to get in contact with me directly, my email is in the description. The 3PL industry has been around for a really long time. Actually since the 1900s, but it hasn't been as intricate as it is today. Fast forward till today, it has morphed into so many different things and so many different technologies and so many different focuses. 3PLs are commonly coined as middlemen, but I like the term 3PL better. There are 2PLs, 3PLs, and 4PL, and what changes is the focus on service, the level of service. 2PLs, they generally offer a standard service. So if you got some pallets to store, reach out to a 2PL, they'll throw them on a rack for you, and then you get them anytime you want. If you got some goods that you want to go from a container to another method of transportation, that's a pretty standard service. You reach out to a 2PL. 3PLs, they're a little bit more integrated. Lots of more intricacies involved, a little bit more customized when they come to service. They can connect to your systems. They take your orders, ship stuff out like you need them to ship out, like your customer requires them to ship out. And now they're a little bit more involved in your business. So we're talking about a 3PL now on that level of service. So we tend to give a more customized service to folks, more of an a la carte type service. So what we're looking at right now is something that we just recently did for Olivia Rodrigo. She has a Grammy Award nomination coming out. So we received some of her goods, some of her merch, and some items that are going into a kit. So this is the kitting process that 3PLs can do. There's another product that we did for Aaliyah, but that's what the finished product looks like. We shrink wrap it, we slap a label on it, and then we ship it out from here to whoever purchased our goods. So that's the kitting portion. We have the ability to send samples. We have the ability to insert flyers into goods. If you are developing a product line, we can receive product and refurbish it. That way, if you receive a return per se, we can return it to a sellable state and you don't have to dispose of it. But we could dispose things. We get stuff ready to get recycled, or we even at times take in returns and send it to a charity. And that is generally not a cost here. We don't charge folks for that. We implement that into our CSR program, our corporate social responsibility. So 3PLs also have different softwares that we use, and that gives you the ability to use them as well. We have warehouse management systems, we have dock management systems, we have yard management systems, and we also have transportation management systems. These systems make the entire process of logistics come together. We talked about disposals. So this is an example of a soon-to-be disposal. It is about $200,000 worth of Starbucks cold brew coffee. There was a warehouse that wasn't following the procedures of first in, first out. All these goods expired. It was brought to the warehouse, and we're gonna get it ready for disposal. Now, there are also 4PLs. Now, we said 2PLs, 3PLs. 4PLs actually just have an office, and they know people. That is all. They are plugged into a specific network. They know transportation carriers, they know warehouses, they know ocean carriers. They're pretty much a liaison between customers and all this mess of logistics operators. This is an example right here of a Home Depot account that's managed by a 4PL. We talk to the 4PL, Home Depot talks to the 4PL, and all those goods are getting distributed. We receive loads in, and smaller loads go out to all the Home Depot centers. So talking about a 4PL, it depends on your operation. So if you're doing a multi-state or global operation, you probably want to interface with a 4PL because they are the liaison between the entire logistics network and you. Now, there's a trade-off. So working with a 4PL, you're probably gonna pay a little bit more than you would working directly with a 3PL and your carriers, but it's less chaos. You talk to them, they liaise with us, they talk to the entire network. while you just have one focal point, one contact, and one person to bill you. So here at LMS, we do a multitude of services. We do 2PL and 3PL services. So what you're looking at behind me is FBA. That's an FBA account that's fulfilled by Amazon. So this customer brings in, they're actually the #1 seller of medical supplies. They bring in container loads, we download them, we track their inventory, and we replenish his goods in Amazon when they're out. So behind me is a 3PL operation. We actually integrate with this customer system. They sell pigments on a large scale. So anyone that's creating paint, anyone that's creating dyes, anyone creating plastic items that require color. So we actually integrate into their system. As they receive an order from their customer, we receive it, and as we create an order, we're also integrated to their transportation network. Their carrier receives a notification that we created an order. They have weights, dimensions, and units that are gonna be shipped. They find a large carrier, send them to us to pick up, done deal. Right behind me, we have a load that we just received. We inspect, we inventory, we track lot numbers, we get it inbound into the system, you get a notification, and then we prep them for storage. So as your goods were prepped for storage to move around the warehouse and get put in a rack, now we have your goods in storage, and we store them in the form that's best suited for shipping. So, slower items on top, more items that ship a lot faster, that turn over a lot faster on the bottom for quick and easy access. Now, items that ship together are co-located together. That way all we have to do is walk 1, 2, 3, boom, your order's out. And we do that for efficiency and ship out your orders as fast as possible. And with storage, you have the ability to see in real time what you have, how many of it you have, and where it's located in the warehouse. Then we move on to picking. So now we're in the picking process. We pick your goods based on the order, the way it's best suited. We can either pick by the units, we can pick by the case, or we can pick by the pallet. Now moving on, packing. So the packing process. Once your goods are picked and QA'd, that means checked to make sure that we got the correct items. They're packed. That means they're boxed, bagged, labeled, and in this case, it's small parcel shipping, UPS ground. We hand it over to the trucker that was here just minutes ago to see how many goods we had, and that tells them whether to bring a small truck or a large truck. Once we hand them over, he scans them, they go in his truck, and they're off to the customer. At the packing process, you have orders that have been individually picked by the case. In this case, it's a customer pickup. Dawn Foods is coming to pick up this pallet. They pick the individual items, we slap them on a pallet. In this case, no requirements on the pallet, so it could be any type of pallet. We QA the order. That means we individually check every box and make sure it's on that order. We get it wrapped up nice and clean. Trucker comes in, we load them, freight's gone. And then all in the background, your inventory is being updated. Items are coming in, items are going out, and in real time, every day, by the hour, you have an exact inventory or what you got in stock. Stay tuned to the channel. We're gonna show you how to find a 3PL, how to vet a 3PL, how to negotiate with a 3PL, and how to work with a 3PL. We're gonna provide you a checklist for a few of those items as well. That way you're successful at finding one, working with them, and you can avoid a lot of hidden fees, chargebacks, and all the grimy stuff in the industry. So why do we do it? We do it so you don't have to do it. So you can concentrate on your core competency, which is whatever business you're in. We have the space. We have the space for your operational needs. 1 month, you might have 50 pallets. The next month, you might have 100. So that means you double in size within a couple of days, and we can accommodate that. We have an assortment of equipment to handle what your operation requires. And we have systems. Systems meaning the systems that I mentioned earlier. TMS, WMS, YMS, and we have the staff trained to operate these systems and operate that machinery. We have the processes that enable your whole operation to happen. So we have a specific receiving process, even prior to that, a scheduling process, a inventory process, a put away process, a picking process. We have all these different processes to be able to handle your goods like they need to be handled, and we have the staff ready and trained to do the job. And then the best part of it, you can do it like that. And we also handle this cost effectively. So think about it. You want to do all that, you got to hire a warehouse manager. Warehouse managers are between $70,000 and $100,000. That's just your warehouse manager. With $70,000 to $100,000, you could bring in 30 to 50 containers into our warehouse and ship them out. Fancy that. We have a global inbound schedule. And then we have a workflow. And that workflow is achieved by everything we do here. So we receive an order, at a certain time it's processed, it's sent to the warehouse, to get picked, to get packed. We schedule the trucks, then it ships out the next day. Now for small items, a process that started really early. That way we receive the order today and it ships out today, so you get your items faster. Then throughout that workflow, we have the warehouse split into zones. We have zone 1 and zone 2. Zone 1 handles all the small partial goods, the little units packed into box. Zone 2 is gonna handle everything that has to do with a truck and a pallet and a bill of lading. So in short, we got the resources, the equipment, the systems, the process, the workflow, the people, so you can achieve prime speed at a fraction of the cost. So remember, 3PLs have the resource to move mountain. We can do everything in between, getting your good from the manufacturer to the end customer. You just gotta let go of the vine, trust us, and let us do our job. Again, we'd like to thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe and let us know what else you want to see when it comes to logistics in the comments down below. Thanks for tuning in. Mike out.